Good morning guys, it is Sunday. It is a lovely day today, so it's nice and sunny. I think we're going to get up to about 21 degrees, so quite a warm one. And I'm just on my local trails. I'm doing my Sunday long run. So the plan today is basically to do lots of ups and downs of my local mountain, Coity. So I'll be going up and over, up and over, up and over. I obviously did that really beautiful run last week, which you would have seen, but this week I didn't really fancy the logistics of it all, so I'm just doing a really simple, well, it's kind of a loop, I suppose, really simple loop. The benefits of doing that, whilst it's very hot, or relatively hot, it's very humid, just to put that out there. So whilst 20 degrees might not sound warm for running, and in quite high humidity that is quite warm. So basically I've got my 2 bottles here, which have electrolytes. Well, they've got Tailwind in, so Tailwind has electrolytes, and then I've got 2 plastic bottles of water in my backpack, which obviously are quite uncomfortable, but the plan is to stow them. So I'll stow them this side, so basically it forces me to go up and over, and also I don't need to carry them, which is dreamy. Obviously they're quite heavy, so I can ditch a kilo of weight and not have the plastic bottles whacking me in the back constantly, which would be lovely. So yeah, looking forward to this one. I've got 12 miles to do, so nothing too major. The final 2 miles is faster, so I think, what did Bethan say? I think we're practicing fatigue resistance. So when I'm in the latter stages of my races, I'm able to keep running, basically, hopefully, even when my legs feel dead. So yes, that's the plan today. Really looking forward to it. It's already quite toasty, so I'm wearing as few clothes as possible. I've got a lot of lube on me, running lube, not actual lube. So yeah, we shall see where today takes us. I was really thirsty at the end of my run last week, so hoping learnt from that, bring more water. Right, time to stash things, I think. So I've basically, sorry you're so far back, I've basically got 2 plastic bottles. So I'm gonna hopefully put them in some shade, although I think they're probably gonna be quite warm by the time I get back, but that's okay, as long as they're not against my bag. So I just need to find somewhere where someone's not gonna think they're litter and pick them up, although it's quite quiet up here. Okay, I found a spot, I think. I'm just gonna put them. God, I thought I'd lost them then. Here. There we go. So I've got my secret aid station. So I'm heading up there, up and over there. And then, yeah, I think it's going to be, it's a nice angle, isn't it? I think it's going to be quite a few rounds. So I think we're going to probably end up doing at least 3. Probably, I'm thinking more like 5. But we'll see. I don't actually really know how long this route is up and over, because I've only done it as part of long runs, and you know that your brain kind of just disappears. Right, must remember where this is. It's there. Okay, I remember. Yeah, your brain just kind of disappears. So yeah, we'll see how. I've only done about a mile so far, so got 12 to, or 11 I guess, to go. I am feeling all right energy wise today. I had a lovely barbecue for dinner yesterday, as is the British tradition every time it gets remotely warm. So I'm nice and fueled up for the day, hopefully. I've got Tailwind in my bottles, as I mentioned, so gonna start sipping that now. That should hopefully see me through the first hour. And then I've got gels, bars, and a surprise, which I'll show you when I end up eating it. It's a bit rogue. I'll give you a clue. It was something from the barbecue. So there is a buzzard, which last time I came here, she wasn't very happy about me being here. As you can see. And they do dive bomb. I don't know what her problem is. Obviously she's probably just protecting, but it's a little bit worrying when you're trying to just peacefully run. She must be protecting a young chick, but obviously I'm not endangering a chick because I'm in the open ground here. Oh, look, it's coming straight at me. It's still good. I think I might have to do an alternate route on the way back. So I'm somewhat scared of her. Right, now the pursuit section is done, I can talk a bit more. But yeah, last time I came, she was a bit aggy with me. So that was literally about, I'm assuming it's a girl, but it might be a boy. But she, yeah, did dive bomb me slightly, but not as bad as that actually. She came pretty close that time. So I had to do a bit of a random sprint there. But I'm definitely gonna find an alternate route back because, as I said, I'm planning on doing this like 4 or 5 times based on how, well, I mean, I've done nearly 3 miles, so I guess it'll be 4 times. But I don't want to cross our path 3 more times and have to sprint because, frankly, I really don't want to be dive bombed by a buzzard if I can help it. So I also obviously don't want to stress her out, although I'm assuming her nest is all the way over there. So I'm not sure entirely why she was so angry, but yeah, so I guess I'm gonna have to find a new route, which has put a bit of a spanner in the works, but I guess ultra running is all about problem solving, isn't it? So whether that's lack of water or an angry bird, here we go, I guess. Right, I found an alternate route, so I don't have to go past the angry bird again. I can just go down here and up along, and I think it should spit me out in roughly the same place. So thank you, bird, you've forced me to have an explore. It started to get a little bit warm, as you can probably tell from my lovely headgear. But basically it's a buff, but it's actually got UPF in it, so I think it's like UPF 50, so it really does a great job of cooling your head down, because I don't love wearing hats personally. I think maybe I just haven't found the right one yet, but I don't always like my field of vision being obscured. I like to be able to see where I'm going more, like see the scenery and stuff, so I find a buff for the sun really useful. So yeah, top tip. It's just from like Buff, the company, you know, so yeah, I've got loads and loads of use out of it. So yeah, anyway, just carrying on. I have done about 45 minutes so far, so still early days. I don't feel the most energetic, to be honest, so I'm just taking it easy between attacks anyway. And I'm listening to a new audiobook by Andy Glaze, who has just done the summer spine. So I feel like he's, what's the word, very in the public eye at the moment, but he's got a really interesting story, so quite enjoying that. It was fun watching his Instagram stories over the spine weekend because he is American and he's done really long races in America, like Moab. So it was really interesting seeing him experience the British weather. I think he had like sideways rain and loads of bogs, so I feel like it was a good all-round experience. Starting to feel a little bit better now. I'm about 5 miles in, so I'm just going down to retrieve one of my bottles, so I'll refill my fluids and then climb back up, find a different route, because as mentioned, I don't want to get buzzard attacked. They are actually known for dive bombing and attacking humans, buzzards, if they feel threatened, which clearly she did. So like I said, I'm going to take a different route, which is fine, because I know this area quite well now. And yeah, get some more climbing in the legs. I've had a gel, which I think has really helped actually. I find tailwind is good for kind of like a steady energy, but sometimes if I want to be like smacked in the face with energy, a gel just does it better. So the gel really helped. So yeah, all going better. Right, we're here, aid station. Where is it? There it is. So I'm going to refill my bottles and then keep going. About, like I said, about halfway, so it's going. I'm actually away on holiday, technically the week after next, but essentially a week from now. So I feel very lucky actually. I'm going to Mauritius, which is definitely the most exotic holiday I've ever been on by quite a margin. So I'm really, really excited for that. Feels needed, like to have a nice relaxing break. And obviously I feel super lucky to be going there. But obviously that does mean I'm not entirely sure what my training is going to look like, because the hotel we're going to does have a little fitness suite, but I'm not sure what that means. So I'm hoping it's got a treadmill, so I should hopefully still be able to do some little runs, but my focus is not going to be on like getting the miles in or anything. It's going to be just like just a run for fun. So yeah, I think I've got next week's worth of training, and then after that I've got 10 days a bit loosey-goosey. So yeah, really excited. We're actually due a heat wave in the UK next week, so it's getting up to 31 degrees in Wales, which is really saying something. Very hot, so quite looking forward to that actually, because it's been quite rainy recently. Well, not today obviously, but for the few weeks before this. So I'm looking forward to having some pre-sun before hopefully my very sunny holiday. So yeah, all super exciting. Just walking for a bit because I'm feeling a bit flat today, let's say. it's pretty hot, so I can tell I'm sweating loads. So I have been taking on more fluid, as I mentioned earlier, but just finding it a bit hard, I think. But on the plus side, because as I've mentioned a few times, the bird attack, I have had to take a different route. So I'm exploring a new bit of Coity, which is really exciting. So I've come along there, up here obviously, and then I'm going to go up and along. So yeah, all things considered, I'm happy about that, and it's really fun to see a new area. So hopefully there'll be a nice view down into the valley at the top. But yeah, just walking this a little bit. I think, like, I still do it now sometimes, but I think when you first start running, you think you like shouldn't be walking and stuff. But like at the end of the day, I'm out here to enjoy this, and like I train like pretty hard for me through the week and stuff. So these long runs are like a way of getting time on feet, and also like fun, because at the end of the day the reason that I like running is because it's fun and I like to explore. So if I'm not doing that, then I'm doing it wrong. So yeah, I can see some birds of prey swooping, which I'm a little bit worried about, so I hope it's not the same bird of prey, but we'll see. So guys, this is where my GoPro decided to have yet another issue. I would really not recommend buying a GoPro if you're in the market for, like, I guess an action camera. Very unreliable. I use a media mod with mine, so maybe that's the problem. But anyway, as you can see, I have stopped here. I still wanted to include this little bit, even though there's no audio, because this is where I have the snack from the barbecue. So essentially here, I'm just explaining what a lovely run I've had, apart from the murdery bird. And I'm pretty hot by this point, so I've got about a mile before I do my hard 2 things, so my 2 miles. So I thought I would have my snack. Can you guess what it is? I feel like the shape gives it away a little bit. It was quite warm by this point. It's a Frankfurter. Bit rogue. But I've seen a lot of people say that they like pepperonis as snacks, as a savoury snack during like a long run. So I thought, what is a Frankfurter if not a pepperoni without the spices? So I thought I'd give it a go. As I said, this was about a mile before I did a hard 2 mile effort. So it didn't sit that well, but I think if I was going steady, it would have sat a bit better. So this is definitely on the rotation for the coming months. So yeah, here I go, eating my Frankfurter, enjoying the view. And here I am after those hard 2 miles. It was really hard actually. I can see what Bethan means by the fatigue resistance. But I was really pleased with how I did actually. So my average pace over the whole run was 13:46 minutes per mile. And then mile 11 was 9:25 minutes per mile. And mile 12 was 10:01 minutes per mile. So I feel like I gave it a good crack, especially because my legs were pretty tired by this point. I'd just eaten a Frankfurter, it was hot, and I was ready to go home. So I'll sign off here, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.